じゃあ皆さんクラップで歌いましょう。 Tell me 鏡よ鏡、一番好きな私になるの。 Tell me 鏡よ鏡、一番好きな私になるの。あなたと私つながってるよ。世界で一つオリジナルストーリーは無限大。誰にも真似はできない儚い瞬間、負けない強い自分をください。お願いどうか願いを叶えて。 I do my best。 お願いどうか願いを叶えて。 I do my best。
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and we are once again back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we're going to be continuing our story reading of the AVE MUJICA collab. We got high schoolers isekai'd onto Terra. Not the first time Hypergriff has decided to fuck with a bunch of high schoolers. I think we're also gonna, most likely, we're gonna get a sequel to the Depresso Bears, to the Ursus, the first really depressing Ursus arc that we had in Arknights, involving another set of high schoolers. But I digress, because we are going to be continuing with the collab story today. I haven't really, well, I was about to say I haven't really done much in Arknights lately. I've just been farming out my essences in Enfield. It only took me like less than a week to farm out 4 perfect essences. I got 1 essence for Yvonne's signature weapon. I got Enmin's signature essence. I also got, on the way there, I farmed out a perfect essence for the wedge and for the thermite cutter. So when I redeem Pogrechnik from my free selector, I'm gonna give that man's a thermite cutter and put him straight on my physical team. So I got that ready. I also have the wedge ready, apparently. I was ready to just use the wedge for Yvonne, but apparently the gacha gods have blessed me and also gifted me Yvonne's signature essence blessing. So I'm probably also gonna be rolling for her signature weapon when that comes out in like a week. Actually, no, in a few days. But I'm probably gonna wait for like a week to get the free pulls on Yvonne before pulling. I can actually pull on the weapon early. Yeah, I can pull for the weapon early, but I'm gonna wait for the free tickets to pull on Yvonne. I have the guaranteed 120. I have more than that. I have 180 free-to-play pulls saved up for Yvonne. Anyway though, aside from that, all I've been doing is playing Eugenics. I am mad addicted to Eugenics. Wow, I'm addicted to Eugenics. I'm addicted to Eugenics. I'm I'm in Act 2. I haven't progressed much because I've been just grinding out a team to fight off Pyrofina, who's been invading my house every single week. And I've been having to sacrifice a single cat to Pyrofina to quell her rage. And earlier today, I finally beat Pyrofina with a poison build. With 2 poison thieves, a necromancer, with a forbidden fart. Yes, a forbidden fart. And a cleanser cleric. It was actually pretty easy. First time I fought Pyrofina, it was really hard. Mainly because I tried fighting her with explosives and fire. Surprise, surprise. The kaiju from hell is immune to explosives and fire. So I brought poison instead. There's that. I'm really enjoying Mugenics. Probably my game of the year so far. If it wasn't Enfield. But we have to see how Enfield pans out the entire year before I make any judgment on it so far. But so far, Enfield's pretty fine. The story is still... But then again, gacha game starting stories are always kinda ass. You can't really tell how well it'll turn out. Aside from that, time to continue. Recap of everything that happened last time. The AVE MUJICA girls got kidnapped by Morpheus, who is one of the fairies from the Castle of Dreams in Victoria. She's a bit of a brat. We fought her in the gameplay. Her EX stages are out right now. We're gonna play the EX stages this weekend. However, the AVE MUJICA girls have been kidnapped to Terra. They're now experiencing wild dreams beyond their imaginations, and Sakiko has to break the whole band out of their dreams. So there's that. Where did we stop? We were in Lungmen before, in SS-2. So we just broke out one of our band members from the dream. I think we did. And now I assume this is gonna take place in Syracuse. Mainly because I see Lapland's taxi. Music room's radiance. The moonlight shines upon the organ bench. An invitation from the castle to play the melody of Evernight. Let's turn the volume up. I don't know why my game capture is not working, so I'm using display capture. It might be a bit choppy, but it's fine. This is a visual novel. We won't notice it that much. The rain falls like tears, and I am but a single drop within the endless sea. In this lonely night, I am no longer lost. I do not fear being afraid. Why are we in prison? Prisoner 48038, step forward. Is this Manfield prison?
Sir, your orders? Did you forget anything when going over your personal ethics? No, sir. I made sure to check everything. Head straight down the corridor into that little window at the end and sign your name. You're free to go after that. Yes, thank you, sir.
The sound of heavy jogging echoes down the corridor. The heavy footsteps of boots gradually draw nearer, echoing down the hallway. This is Manfield Prison. I recognize Nori ZC's art style anywhere, dog. Hold up. Umiri. Wait. What? Well, why is she working as a prison warden? Here.
Get lost. I don't want to see you again this year.
Or is she a prisoner? Umiri picks up her bass guitar case in one deft motion and strolls leisurely out of the prison. She's a criminal in Syracuse? This is not Manfield. Syracuse is much the same as ever, welcoming her return with interminable drizzle. Is she? Is she mafia in her dream? Is she part of the familia? The family? Which family? She's a Lupo! Morpheus' world building. It's kinda wild.
Put our boys and girls in every shop on this street and next one's over. Everyone keep an eye out. We're not letting her get away. Got it. Just got news from the North Street, boss. She's heading this way. Keep your eyes on her. Don't let her run off. I don't think she's trying to hide, boss. Get everyone back here, pronto.
Do I have to bring out the Syracusan accent all over again? In a narrow alleyway, a gang of ghoulish thugs surround the girl with a bass guitar case.
We meet again, Umiri. And here I was wondering why a pro like you never got taken in by the family.
Why is she an assassin in her dream? Whoa, what's the background lore of this AVE MUJICA girl? Is she an assassin? Also, in her source dimension?
See, after ours fell on hard times, I asked around. That's how I learned you made your career of being a traitor. You've gone through a dozen names bouncing around every familia out there.
Our contracts never said we couldn't work for others. And like I said long ago, I only take my reward and fulfill the duties that match it.
Is that why you sold our secret to the enemies?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb. You goddamn traitor. Ever since you showed up, our people have been getting screwed left and right. All thanks to me and the Dawn being stupid enough to trust you. We even invited you to join us.
Francis, I don't remember what I've done to offend you all.
What you owe so many people you can't even remember. The Dawn's dead. Everyone's dead. We had hundreds of people and now it's just a dozen left.
What do you mean?
We busted our asses moving from Colombia to this stupid place. But you had to go and get everyone killed.
Colombia? Wait. Are they? No. Is this a Texas family? Wait. So in Morpheus's fan fiction, she's part of the Texas family? That's the one that comes to mind when you think of the Columbia families.
No more talk. There's enough of us here to teach her a very painful lesson today.
I don't want to have to fight you. Miri tries to stay the impending clash through words, but the gang shows no signs of relenting as they approach her. She is forced to put her case down.
Alright, let's get her!
Kind old lady. I wouldn't go any further now, Bambina. Something just started over there. You're not safe alone. Go the long way round. Quick. Beheaded girl. Is this Sakiko? Thank you for the warning. The girl pays the passerbys, advice no heed. She continues on in the exact direction she was warned against. I half expect to start playing. They really should play that. It's the music that I think of whenever Syracusa is brought up. It's such an earworm. Also, a standoff in the rain. Classic Syracusa. This is basically just Texas Lapland all over again. What's the background lore between Sakiko and Omiri? I don't know anything about AVE MUJICA, but why do they get the Lapland, Texas parallels? Just something I noticed. Well, why are they getting this parallel? The girl steps into the alley. It is clean and tidy, so utterly spotless as to seem newly built. Syracuse cleaners are consummate professionals. Not the slightest stench of blood hangs in the humid air. Omiri, where are you?
You looking for Omiri?
Billiards room of a casino. Nobody would expect someone to live here. A few cardboard boxes are assembled into a makeshift bed. The most basic of toiletries fill a bag nabbed for free from a fast food joint. The billiards table is covered in envelopes containing Umiri's payment. She opens them up one after another, tossing the golden coins within onto the table. Soon the pile of coins, stamped with Familia and Ordine, has become a miniature mountain. And there the coins are left out in the open, without the slightest protection. She wouldn't care the slightest bit if they were missing. Well, I think my game capture is finally working. Is it working? Yep, it's working. Mir checks over the envelope in her hand once more. There is nothing in it. She flips it over. On its front is the insignia of a familia, along with the sender's address.
She's here, boss. The guys in the prison didn't give you any trouble, did they?
They're all old friends. Besides, they know who my employer is. They wouldn't want to stick their hands in the fire. But I imagine you didn't summon me just to ask that, did you, sir?
Just concern for a business partner, that's all.
Sir, when did we become partners? Well, when you signed your contract with me, you wouldn't even use your familia's name.
Well, if you want to become partners, and I know you do, let me lay cards out. Omiri, I'd like to have you for a long-term job.
What kind of job requires us to meet face to face?
I'm thinking of inviting you into the familia.
What did you say? Okay, so what we learned from the previous girl band member, she wanted to be famous. So she became in her dream, she became a celebrity in Longmen. Why is Omiri's wish fulfillment becoming a part of a mafia gang? There's nobody inside. Why did you insist on coming along? You're obviously afraid of her.
You're not a mafioso. You wouldn't get it. I gotta get revenge for everyone's sake.
What exactly happened between you and Omiri that you find so unforgivable?
If you ever get betrayed the way we did, you wouldn't forgive her either. Our familia was mostly ordinary folk running from the Colombian frontier. We didn't have much of a network or resources, so we've always been looked down upon by the local mafia.
Okay, so not the Texas family.
Fast forward a couple years, and one day the boss decides to spend a fortune hiring someone.
And that was Omiri?
Yep. Once we hired her, it was peace and quiet for a long time. Those were the good days. Didn't have to worry about anyone raiding our place or looking for trouble at our door. But when we invited her to actually join the familia, she declined. The next day she vanished. Just gone. And right as we started getting suspicious, a bunch of goons stormed in to stab us in the gut. No idea who sent them. I still can't bear to look at what happened that day. It was too much! Too much!
And you're under the impression Omiri sold you out?
Well, who else could it be? You're crazy if you think it's a coincidence.
I'm not willing to believe that Omiri would betray someone like this. The Omiri I know is much like you've described. Strong and capable, a reassuring presence, and always eager to uphold their duty as part of the group.
I mean, but facts are facts.
Did you see any trace of her amongst the people in that raid?
I did not.
Then do you remember what the raiders themselves looked like?
Oh, can't forget for the rest of my life.
Sakiko takes a deep breath, moving her hand to the self-defense weapon in her pocket. What if someone was deliberately trying to break you apart? What if someone was keeping a close eye on Omiri this entire time?
What are you trying to say?
Before Francis can react, the cabinet doors all around them are thrown wide open. Within each is a burly mobster, and all together they raise their weapons at the pair in the center of the room.
No funny moves.
I feel like this is just... We're back in Il Circusano. We're not in Nova Volsini though. We're in Syracuse proper. The families have power here. At first I treated it as no more than an ordinary job. A small unremarkable familia needed my strength to find their footing in turbulent Syracuse. But with every day that passed, they came to trust me more, even letting me in on important family meetings. I knew it was never part of the contract, but I very much enjoyed the feeling of belonging with these people.
Yo, Umiri, my girl. Been a few days since I saw you. How you doing? Here, some tangerine cream pudding. If I remember right, that's your flavor of choice, yeah?
No need. I have my own.
Ha, screw you. Be a little grateful. I heard you chased off those goons harassing us all by yourself. Just wanted to show my appreciation.
Keep your distance from me. I'm just a hired thug, doing what I'm paid to do. I'll be leaving once I'm done. If your boss sees the two of us getting friendly, it won't end well for you.
It'll be fine. He was telling me earlier for a while now he's been thinking of inviting you in with us.
I recommend you ask around Syracuse about my reputation.
Who needs to ask? You're the strongest person we've ever met. If you ask me, better say yes now. We'll get together for tonight's family dinner.
You say it's a family dinner, but it's usually more of a band concert.
Hey, we might not be the strongest familia, but you can't beat our sense of camaraderie. Besides, you joined in the jam session plenty of times. Everyone gets along with you, you know.
We can talk about this when I'm free.
That's what you said last time.
I'm going now. I turned down his kind invitation, but as I walked home, my heart was filled with some nameless emotion. One I have never felt before. That night, I lay on my bed, tossing and turning. I got no sleep at all. Before the sun rose, I had packed all my things. Who would come looking here?
Umiri, there's been a situation with the boss. He wants you to take some of the heat.
But I already decided to.
We've made arrangements with the prison. They're waiting for you downstairs. Here's your payment. Don't think it's enough. We could always add more. Umiri, what's gotten into you today? I say something? This is how it's always been, yeah? This is the deal. We pay up, you do the job. Come on, get going. We'll find a way to get your sentence down to 6 months. That's no time at all. You'll be out before you know it.
As a hired hand, it's not uncommon at all to have to be the fall guy. I know my way around life in a prison. But just this one time, this single time, I suffered like nothing else. For 6 months, there wasn't a single moment that I wasn't thinking of getting out, of returning to the familia, to the band's parties. I found for myself where I belonged. But I never thought it would end like this. They tossed her aside. 6 months in a prison to take the fall. And they're just a small-time family, dog.
The Don's dead. Everyone's dead. We had hundreds of people and now it's just our dozen left. We busted our asses moving from Colombia to this stupid place, and you had to go and get everyone killed.
What happened in these 6 months? I don't know. The only thing I know is that, once again, I've lost my home.
Umiri, you've done a lot for me. A great personal risk to yourself. You've earned a position from me. I permit you to join my familia.
You know, I've always been a lone agent. I won't be joining any family.
Because you don't want to, or because you can't? I'm not like those ruffians who go about calling themselves Don, Umiri. Over half of my life I've been here, wrangling with these big family. They're tricky, they're sly. Never once left this poker table.
You want me to get you to a table with bigger stakes?
Clever girl.
This is separate from making a deal. I need to do a lot more thinking when it comes to joining a family. The only thing I need to consider in a deal is the money on offer. If I'm going to be a part of a familia, I need to consider the character of its leader.
I know I don't have the best reputation, but that's precisely what we have in common, isn't it? Umiri, is anyone willing to take you in, aside from me? Syracusa's a dangerous place. All you'll find under the banner of a familia we ordain are conspiracies and schemes.
Hold up. I'm muting my phone. Do not disturb mode.
How long since you had a peaceful night's sleep? Lying on your cardboard boxes, dagger in hand in case anyone tries to sneak up on you. The lone wolf finally finds a home. A return to the pack, a restoration of rank and reputation, or a mutt's death in the wilds, your corpse quartered by hungry bees. It's your choice. Boss, she's led some suspect folks here.
Sakiko's hands are shackled behind her. She cannot move them an inch.
There was another. He managed to run. We're sending boys after him. Do you know this Signorina Umiri?
I don't. Don't you recall that we have old debts to settle?
Seems she holds something against you. I'll give you time. I'll give you space, Umiri. You handle this yourself.
I already said I don't know her.
This is your final test before you join my familia. This time, better not try to fake the scene with blood bags.
This is so Texas Lapland coded. Sakiko and Umiri are left alone in the alleyway, but both know there are people invested in how their duel ends. Umiri knows the boss is watching. Sakiko knows Morpheus is watching too. I don't have anything against you. Why are you trying to get killed? I'm here to bring you back. Bring me back. Not back to the billiards room, but back to the place you're meant to be. I don't understand what you're talking about. Even so, I have to pull you out of this. I cannot allow you to throw your life away in this manner. Your boss sent his underlings to stab Francis's people in the back. I hardly believe that the man who stabbed you in the back would grant you the home you wish for. But... exploited like a piece, sacrificed like a pawn, again and again. Is this really the life you want? Is this a trust you so desire? In all the time you've spent here, not once have you wanted to hurt a single soul. Just a moment ago I saw your case inside. Your base is in there, isn't it? You never needed to suffer like this, Umiri. Let's get out of here. Together. No sword fight. Well. Alright then. We're now heading to Siesta. Hold up, we're heading to Siesta? Back to Bolivar? SS-4. Guest room. Maze. None of the doors are marked, the layout of every room identical. Losing one's way is torturous for guests, to the enjoyment of the host. Hold up, wait. Just making sure. I have the memory of a goldfish. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Guest room. Maze. I take my most fragile memories and wrap them up tight. Not until not a soul is left who knows. But even as I shout until my voice is raw, is there any hope of making her hear me? I do not fear sorrow. Okay, I have a really bad short-term memory. I keep losing track of where we are right now. Are we done with after? Okay, we are done. Fuck my ass. Sometimes I get too lost in the sauce of a story and I don't keep track of where we exactly are. I get so into it, I forget the specifics of where we're at sometimes. Okay, we're in Bolivar. I just wanted to make sure we didn't miss out on any chapter. After enduring the rocking of the boat, stepping onto solid ground finally brings Sakiko a sense of reassurance.
Appreciate you chatting with me, young miss. The island's one hell of a trip from the mainland. Why, if I only had the surface of the water for company, I'd go mad from boredom.
It was a pleasure to talk to you. I rather enjoyed hearing your tales of the sea.
Mine's me. You don't dress like a local. What brings you to this podunk little island?
I'm looking for someone.
She a local?
I don't imagine so.
That's mighty strange then. This island's all people want to get off it. Never heard of anyone wanting to come over.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure if she's here or not. Where are we exactly? Is this the sea? It can't be the sea. Because back in Siesta was built in an artificial sea that's separated from the seaborne infested ocean. It should be a landlocked body of water, if I remember right. All she has in hand is a ticket to the island. Even if it does turn out to be a prank on Morpheus's part, she has no choice.
I'll be fine. With this few people on the island, you'll be done asking if anyone's seen her in no time.
Yes.
But one thing, doesn't matter if you find her or not, you have to be back here by noon. Not many boats come this way. If you miss this one when it leaves, you'll be stuck until next month.
But it's nearly...
Sorry, not much I can do. I can wait for some time, but it's not safe on the seas at night. We need to be back on the mainland before sundown.
Right. I'll be going now then. Do, re, mi. Who is this? Yes, I can hear you. Wah, wah. I just went through it again further away were you unable to hear it. I didn't hear anything just now. Let me get that blindfold off of you first. Wow, new siesta. Actually, wait! A is part of this event? When does this take place? Is this prior to... Is this prior to Aofiala Alter's event? She's not wearing her... interesting. Also, are you... She's a Pero. Ah, I see. We got a feline in Lungmen. We got a Lupo in Siracusa, and now we got a Pero in Bolivar. In Siesta. How are my results? I hate to say this, but compared to last time, it seems like the range I can hear has gotten even smaller. Hear? Range? I see. Okay, I understand. I'll be more aware of environmental conditions on my future surveys. Aofiala, you should cherish your personal safety more. How long have you been on this island? I arrived 2 months ago. Your hearing is getting worse, but we don't have a formal doctor here who could help you. There should be a boat on the dock today. I'll pack your luggage for you and then you could set off for home. I can't. I still have one last round of data to collect from the volcano here. But your health. Before I came here, I had a doctor at Rhodes Island give me a health assessment. While my situation is very optimistic, I did promise her I would be back within 3 months. She knows how important my volcanological research is to me, so she agreed to me coming here in the end. I love volcanoes, Miss Uika, just as much as you love the stars. Wasn't the very first time we met up on the mountain that night when I got lost and stumbled upon you watching the stars? There's a sort of tragic irony to all of this, that everything that we've seen so far has just been a dream spun up by Morpheus. So this interaction more or less did not really happen. It's just Morpheus's fan fiction. Morpheus is an Aya fan? Well, what happens when the AVE MUJICA girls become operators and get on Rhodes Island? Are they merely stuck within the Castle of Dreams, or will they set foot on Terra proper? Or will they get sent back, unlike every other person that got stuck here from collabs? We never know. I guess we'll find out. Next time you head up there to survey, remember to call me along. Yes, of course. The weather's so fine this morning. Miss Uika, could you sing a song for me? Some music would go perfectly with weather like this while we gaze out at the volcano and the sea far away. Alright, I'll come a little closer. Uika narrows the gap between the two of them. She sees Aofiala's little ears perk up, the hearing aids visible inside. As I paint the twisted sky, I think, I wish you'd without wings just fall. I touch something sacred. Tonight become my myth. That was beautiful. Thanks. Who wrote this song? I don't think I've heard it elsewhere. Is it a local song? I don't know either. It's probably just something I'd heard before, and it just stuck in memory. But Miss Uika, you look so sad right now. Huh? Maybe she'll wake up on her own and not need Sakiko.
Huh? Uika Misumi. John, you ever hear of that name?
Don't recall. Sounds like someone not from the island. Could I trouble you to keep thinking it over, sir? I heard from an old woman nearby that you're the most social person on this island, and that you know more people than anyone else. I'm sure something you know could serve as a lead.
Not many people on the island, though. If none of us at all heard the name, it must be a newcomer, right? Wait, wasn't there talk about some weirdo living in a villa on the volcano's backside?
I think that there was someone there, yeah. Can't quite remember her name, but I say she's the only one you could be looking for. Where is she right now?
Well, follow the road circling the island north for 20 kilometers. Once you reach the back of the mountain, you'll see the villa.
Alright, 20 kilometers. That should be about half an hour by car.
But we don't have cars here.
You don't have cars?
Didn't you realize when you came here? We don't have cars.
But the roads are clearly well maintained. I don't think we're in Siesta. Siesta is a bustling metropolis. It's a tourist destination with infrastructure, which they also had to abandon because of the volcano. But I digress. New Siesta has infrastructure, mainly because of Swire's money and Snow-san's genius. She's no longer poor. She owns patents on many of the developments in New Siesta.
We wanted to attract tourists to the island. We fixed everything up, and nobody came. Just ended even more broke. If you're in a hurry, Missy, borrow this your bike. It's not in the prettiest shape, but there's some use in it still. If you pedal hard, you should be able to make it in 2 hours.
Sakiko looks at the old bicycle behind the old man. Its frame is shabby and worn out, nearly denuded? That's a new word. Denuded of paint. Everything about it screams scrap heap.
Good luck. Been a long time since we saw any new faces here. Hope you find who you're looking for. Oh, and enjoy your time on the island.
Thank you, sir. If you'll excuse me then. Sakiko places a foot lightly on the pedal. As long as this bike can move, no problem.
Careful there. You're heading straight downhill.
The warning comes a little too late. The girl and the dilapidated bike are already careening out of control as they shoot down the slope. Ah!
Now, wasn't that funny?
It was Morpheus!
This brat.
She really is far too funny.
Orpheus. I think that was a bit overboard.
Shut it.
Okay.
She's the one who agreed to this bet. I'm only abiding by our terms. I'll find her weak spot, I'm telling you, and once I do, I'll spin her a dream from which she'll never wake. She'll learn. I am the Castle of Dreams' most talented dream spinner. I think Iris needs to return to the castle and give you a bit of a spanking. There's no way that Iris could do better than me. When do you become a playable character, Morpheus? When do you join Rhodes Island? The sun's nearly overhead. Oh wait, no, this is Zaya.
The sun's nearly overhead, and there's not much shade under the trees. It's getting rather hot now. My residence is close by. Why don't we go there to sit down?
Coffee break.
It's cold! Oh wow, it really is cooler the moment you step inside. The living room is so big and it must get cold in the winter, right? The house warms up very quickly if I light the fireplace. The one over there, see? But when I'm by myself, a little heater by the sofa is enough.
You think Aya was one of the children that the fairies at the Castle of Dreams once visited, which is why Morpheus knows of Aya Fiala? Just a thought. Because every familiar face that we've seen so far has either been the fairies and Aya. Just a theory that the fairies might know Aya from visiting her as a child.
But when I'm by myself, a little heater by the sofa is enough. Wow, I had no idea you were so well off. I think you're misunderstanding something. I'm not an heiress or anything, I'm just the housekeeper here. Am I going to disturb the owner? No, don't worry. I'm the only one here right now. The owner of this place, hasn't been back in a very long time. It sounds like you really miss her. Yes, our relationship might be a bit more special than master and servant.
Ayo?
She was the first one to see me as I am. She was the first one to ever make friends with me. She loved playing the piano. I would sit next to her and sing along.
Wait, does Sakiko play the piano?
At first we were happy, so very happy. But then why did she leave? Why would she leave this island? Her home? Why indeed? Maybe, just maybe, it was only me who wanted to stay here.
Meanwhile, we're going fast. The bicycle's creaking grows ever more shrill and Sakiko's balance is increasingly precarious. Matters aren't helped by her waning stamina. Ah! At a sharp turn, the bicycle flies completely out of control and Sakiko's inertia sees her abruptly tumble away.
Ugh.
She pulls her body up, gritting her teeth through the pain. With great effort, she lifts her head to look at her destination. At the foot of a distant mountain, she sees a vague outline of a house.
That's...
As she stares at it, countless unfamiliar memories flood into her mind out of nowhere.
That's...
In Uika's dream, Sakiko and her played there as children. When they grew up, they lived there together.
These are all part of Uika's dream. Well, did you see it, yes? All the sweet dreams I spun for her, but this Uika girl, her biggest wish is to be with you. Problem. At the end of each dream, she's all alone. You always vanish suddenly. Sakiko Togawa, you're a cruel, cruel person. Cruel? Didn't the pest give you the whole sermon? Dreams are the truest thoughts of the heart's depths, and in the heart of Uika Misumi, well, the more she longs to be with you, the less she can touch you. I can weave a tiny little uninhabited isle just for the two of you, and yet all she could do is experience the pain of losing what she gains, again and again, and again. This little happiness of hers is doomed to slip through her fingers like sand. Tut tut, what kind of heart holds such despair that even dreams can't cure it?
Tragic Yuri? In my collab? I'm learning so much about AVE MUJICA.
Uika, I'm going to pull you out of this nightmare. Are you really? Are you really? Now that's something I'd love to see. The look of helplessness, raging humiliation all over your face, that is.
It's almost lunchtime. As Morpheus cackles with wild abandon, a faraway boat sounds its horn. I don't think we can make it back by lunch. The signal that it is about to return to the mainland. No! Star-crossed lovers. Always crossing parallel paths but never intersecting. When you repeat something countless times over, you grow numb to it. When you repeat the same day countless times over, you fall into its cycle. It's imperceptible, inescapable, an interminable, indefinite, impenetrable dream. Every day she wakes up from her bed in the early morn to the chirp of the mountain falbees. If she wishes to laze around longer, nobody will stop her. She simply sticks her head back under her blanket. Once she makes her bed, she heads to the kitchen for a simple breakfast. A fried egg, bread, milk. What she wants to eat and what she wants to drink are all up to her in the moment. She sits by the piano pressing a key, bringing its untuned string to the correct pitch. Little by little, after some time, however much, it is the next string's turn to be tuned. By the time the final string is tuned, the first string has lost its pitch. And so it goes again and again. Uika lies down on the summer-fed meadow and gazes at the starry sky above. Not the real sky. She knows that even if the positions of the stars seem no different from yesterday, in truth, they are constantly shifting about. Lone Trail mention? 2 stars next to each other now will, after 100 million years, become incredibly distant, that even if we assign them meaning, that meaning will be lost. Staring at the star pod and being like, what do those things mean? We don't know, it's too unpredictable. Surely that's the real sky. Just like the relationship between people. Today too, that child didn't come back. Here on this deserted island, a dream of smoke and mirrors is built out of nothing but faint memories. Trapped in a cage of recollection as if but a doll. Obsession and sorrow fill her body. They grow and grow. But she cannot move. At first I figured she'd had some flash of inspiration and went out for a walk. It was only later that I learned from a dock worker she'd gotten on a ship leaving the island that same day. Why don't you go and look for her? I've lived out days like today so many times to the point I'm not even sure if they're real or not. I can't remember what she looks like anymore. I can't even remember her name. Maybe this is where I belong in the end, waiting here, silently. Waiting here for her return, or my death. Tragic Yuri! There'll come a day when that the well of my sorrows dry up. There'll be no more tears and no more weeping. Some far-flung place nobody cares about. That's the best place I can belong. No! Miss Uika, you're crying. That means you haven't given up yet, right? This isn't the ending you want, right? At least tell her how you feel face to face. If I can make out what you mean, I'm sure she can too. How can you reach her if you don't shout at the top of your lungs? I can hear your voice. Me. Surely she must be able to. But you're hearing in this condition. I can't leave you by yourself. Don't say that. I'm a Rhodes Island operator. With all the training that entails, you don't have to worry about me. You've already done so much for me, Miss Uika, and by all rights, we were complete strangers. You should look deep in your heart and ask yourself, what do you really want to do right now? I want to find her. Nothing really.
I can read lips, Miss Uika.
Look, you can't escape. I confine you as you weaken. You know what I want. I want you so I want. Hey, yo! The subtext is becoming text. Uika's awareness snaps back, only to find herself running with all her might. Her chest burns hard like never before, a sensation that leaves her lightheaded even. The last strand of her sanity asks her the same question on loop.
If you can't remember her name or even her face, how will you find her among all the endless people of this land? But I want to see her. I don't care what it takes. I want to see her again.
Her voice is a step ahead of her legs, flying straight for her heart. And with every ounce of power she has, she runs after her voice. Sakiko makes it to the villa in one piece. It is exactly as Morpheus showed her. No, they just ran past each other in parallel lines, never intersecting! Star-crossed lovers!
Uika! The same layout, the same decorations, even the books and the shelves are the exact same. Why?
The floor is spotless. The kitchen boasts an overwhelming array of silverware and a grand dining table to seat a dozen or more. Sakiko cannot imagine Uika living in a place like this by herself.
Since it's a dream, is it not? You could just take the painful parts and throw them away completely. I'm sure she felt this place was very important to the two of you.
Oh, I thought it was Morpheus.
You must be the owner of this villa. Miss Uika just left. Where'd she go? She finally recognized her own heart. She's set on finding you.
Is she gonna get on the boat? No, she's... Wait. We're gonna catch her before she leaves on the boat.
Wanna get on the boat?
Yes, I'd like a ticket off the island.
Oh, well, you'll have to wait a bit. I'm holding up for another passenger. That young lady's still not back. Hope she found who she was looking for.
It's fine. I can wait.
Halfway through her sentence, Uika forces the words back down her throat. Fortunately, the boatman doesn't notice.
Sea's rough at night. The fog gets thick. It ain't good sailing. I've got your safety to worry about, you know. Hey, listen to the signal tower go. The guy running it wants us gone already.
No, we're about to leave.
I can see him up there. He's waving a flag at us.
Huh. Old booze hound needs the beer I bring him every month. Safe travels and don't forget my beer. Doesn't mind if I forget anything else, long as he gets his hooch.
With his grumbling over, the boatman heaves his steps onto the boat. The sea wind carries his horn through every corner of the island. As she looks back at the isle of countless joys and sorrows, Uika finds there's not much more she wants to say. Bro, she teleported all the way, 2 hours away, across the island, to the boat. Dream mechanics. Space and time don't matter here. Morpheus is just fucking with us.
Don't forget me.
You couldn't have forgotten. We lived here since we were children. I trust that we will meet again.
Uika!
No!
Uika! Uika!
Sakiko's voice is already hoarse. The waves crash on and on against the coast, but they carry no response. The boat has already left the island. Now she is the only one here, alone.
A girl who's waited day and night finally finds it in herself to set off in search of her partner. But who could foresee that they'd pass like ships in the night at the last moment? Tut tut tut, such a pity. Tell you the truth, I never thought she'd choose to leave. If she'd followed the ending I'd laid out for her, she would have forgotten all about you and lived a blissful, carefree life here. But I see now. I underestimated your influence on her. I'm a good sport. This round is a draw. Shame though. With the speed that boat's going, she'll be in a nautical pickle pretty soon.
What?
What? Making an entire island for the two of you was tiring enough. What, next you want me to create the entire continent of Terra so your pathetic farce can play out over and over? No, the boat's about to reach the edge of this dreamland, and once it does, she'll fall into the next one. Another cycle, another reset. She's bound to forget about you in the end. Now I'm going to find a way to catch her. Sorry, out of time.
Sakiko feels a burst of cold under her feet. Somehow, seawater's crept up to her ankles. Dark clouds gather where the sky and sea meet, punctuated by rays of dazzling light.
Uika!
The water rises with a fervor. Sakiko senses something dragging her down towards the abyss.
Uika, wait for me.
I get it now. Morpheus doesn't know about the seaboard. So this is all she could recreate of what she thinks the ocean is like. Gloom, cold, suffocation. The water strains against her eardrums. What oxygen is left in her lungs slowly dwindles, as does the feeble light from above. Her sight blurs, salty, bitter. Seawater forces its way into her mouth in a bid to occupy the last vestiges of her consciousness. And so she falls, and falls. Down to the seabed, a place that knows no light.
Saki. Saki. Saki.
A voice approaches, though she cannot tell from where.
Where am I? Who's calling for me? Come on, wake up.
It is a familiar voice, one she has not heard in a very long time. The cold, waterlogged seabed is gone. Was never here. In its place, dry land and swirling eddies of dust.
Who?
Sakiko struggles to open her eyes. A pale strand of hair greets her.
Saki, are you okay?
Are we? Is this back in the real world or the other world?
Mutsumi? I'm here.
Such simple words, and yet they bring tears to Sakiko's eyes. Huh. We didn't catch up to her, but we found Mutsumi. It's no fault of the sand in the air, she knows that, for only she knows just how helpless she feels in this moment. If she speaks now, her voice will break, but she can't afford to care about that. All she can think of is to clutch the final straw she has.
Mutsumi, oh, what do I do?
Well, we still have to chase after her. SS-5. Invitation to the ball. Hat, check. Dress, check. All you need is an invitation to the ball. The background makes me think this might take place in Rimbilden. The ball kinda makes me think we'll be in Victoria. We laugh together. We cry together. Up on this beautiful stage, we act out a vibrant monodrama. I do not fear death.
Here, Saki. Drink. My throat doesn't hurt so much now. Good. Here, for you. Rim built-in is all dust and sand. You need water skins and goggles.
So we are in Australia. Sakiko takes. Words are hard today. Takes each item as Mutsumi offers them. She clutches them tightly. The swollen water skin looks fit to burst.
Saki, you seem bad. Are you sick? No, it's nothing. Mutsumi, you remember me? Of course. You remember all the things we've been through? I remember all of it.
Sakiko feels she could finally relax a little. She casts her gaze around. A long, narrow mine shaft. They have been following dives deep into the ground, all the way down to here. It's damp and dark, with only oil lanterns and stoves to provide feeble pinpricks of light. There is a space for only one between the bed and dining table, and based on the number of cups at the table, Mutsumi is not living here alone.
Mutsumi, how long have you been living here? A year, maybe more. There's nothing complicated to think about here, and time doesn't pass that clearly.
What do you mean they've been isekai'd for at least a year? Hello? Morpheus is gonna need some correction at Rhodes Island.
No, you can't sense the passing of time because you're in a dream.
Okay, maybe they haven't been here for a year. Maybe it's just an estimation. They can't tell.
Mutsumi, why would you dream of this? Dream? I have something very important to tell you, Mutsumi. None of this is real. We need to...
Oh, hello. Now back already, Mutsumi-chan. Who is this? Someone we know? Someone we don't know? Someone rushes in behind them and tackles Mutsumi straight down on the soft bed. Hey, yo?
Mom, you're all dusty. Get off me. Oh, but we haven't seen each other in nearly a day. Just let me hug you a bit. We have guests.
What? Why is Okasan faceless? Something tells me her background involves her mother not being around. And that's why she's here in a dream. Also, she's a rabbit.
Oh, if it isn't Saki-chan. You haven't come over to ours in how long now? Minami-san. Oh, no need to be so formal. Just Minami will do. Sometimes I call Mom that too.
Okay. Just a shot in the dark. I'm guessing her mother's not around in the actual lore.
Mutsumi, since when did you have such a good relationship with Minami-san?
Or maybe they had a shitty relationship. There's that too.
We've always had one. We're mother and daughter after all. Mutsumi-chan, how were today's earnings?
I just realized she's also a rabbit. Her ears kind of blended in. Sifts through pockets.
It was hot today, so more people wanted cucumber juice.
Mutsumi carefully opens a pouch in her hand. Within are scant few coins.
Atta girl, Mutsumi-chan. Here's what I got. Wow, you're amazing, Mom. Aren't I? I don't know why, but today I had a lot more people wanting their clothes mended. Your dad's been working hard too, putting in a full days of work at the construction site. When I went to drop off his lunch and saw his dust-covered face and exhausted look, I gave him special permission to go for a pint after work. I'm sure by now he's down the whole tanker. And to top it all off, now Saki-chan's here. You know what time I think it is? Time to get everyone together for dinner. I'm glad. Eating with everyone is really nice. Isn't it just? And today was such a good day for us. We can't go being stingy now.
I feel like this happy family gathering is not true to Mutsumi's background. Just a shot in the dark.
Saki-chan, don't be shy. You're invited too. Saki, what's wrong? No, nothing.
They're clearly not a prosperous family. The bare mud walls, the dim lantern light. Why would Mutsumi's dream be like this? Warmy! Hello? Warmy is in this event? Okay. Is she? She's a full-on operator now. Or maybe this was before we picked her up.
Hello? Mutsumi, Minami. Oh, who is this? She's a friend from childhood, Saki. Hello. I came over to ask if y'all wanted dinner.
Do they have golden carrots?
I made a lot tonight, and if you'd like, we can eat together. Now, can we really accept? Your neighbors say that there hasn't been smoke from your chimney for a few days now.
They haven't eaten. They're poor, but they're a happy family.
Besides, it's been almost a month since the last party, right? Everyone really wants to see Mutsumi perform again. Well, if that's the case, what do you think, Mutsumi-chan? Me? I'm sure you want to see it too, right, Saki? I could listen to it 100 more times and still not get tired. If you don't mind, we could hold the party at ours. What a coincidence, we were just talking about inviting everyone over for dinner. Saki, what do you think?
This isn't real. Wake up. Mutsumi, wake up. This isn't real.
I think you should make the decision, Mutsumi. I'm okay with it.
They're poor, but they're a happy family. Which is the ideal dream for Mutsumi, I guess. Rowdy chatter, hearty laughs, clanking cups. The cramped house is stuffed full of people, but nobody seems to mind the lack of space.
Alright, time for another round. Now, warm welcome to Mutsumi-chan's pal, Sakiko.
Hey, hello, Sakiko. Everyone turns to look at her, sitting in the corner. Do I have to bring out the Rimbeltonian accent? I don't feel like doing it right now. Good eye, mate.
Sakiko? Cheers.
Cheers! With her welcomed, everyone's attention returns to the party. Sakiko leans against the wall alone, her eyes a mix of emotions as she watches it unfold.
Saki? Mutsumi? Actually, I know about it all. Huh? This is all fake. Minami being nice to me. It's all fake. So when I saw you, I knew. It was time to go back. But give me a chance. A chance to say goodbye. Then we could end it. Here, I can sing freely just like everyone else. Mutsumi.
Before Sakiko can even respond, Mutsumi picks up her guitar, slowly walks up to the crowd.
You all ready, Mutsumi-chan? Hi, everyone. What is it, Mutsumi-chan? Something wrong? Chair. My chair. All ready for you. This one, yeah? The one you normally use?
Mutsumi stares intently at the stool, its seat covered in deep cracks.
That's it.
She slowly sits down. Everyone quiets their breathing.
Here goes. Please enjoy. Haruhikage.
A melody Sakiko could never forget comes to life once more in Mutsumi's dream. Wait, just making sure. This is before. The same warm tone she remembered subtly soothes the hearts of all present. The Mutsumi Wakaba before her is almost a stranger to Sakiko. She's no longer the Mutsumi who struggles to express herself. While her expressions are still not very rich, here and now she seems so happy. A heart grown numb with cold, a trembling gaze. In all the world, I was alone. All I knew of spring was falling petals. And every year, my feelings are brushed off with indifference.
So this is what you wished for, Mutsumi.
Sakiko has had countless opportunities to pull Mutsumi away from here, and she is certain that Mutsumi would follow if she did. But ultimately, she cannot bring herself to do it. Not when this Mutsumi is so very happy. The crowd lightly sways to the music. The feeble candlelight casts their shadows against the wall, like warm spring sunlight casting lilting shadows on trees. Mutsumi sits on her stool surrounded by all. Her eyes are closed as she strums, she gently sings. What is on her mind in this moment? Heartrending and endearing. Now that I'm here, now that I feel. Heartwarming and tormenting. That me who couldn't cry that day. The light gently guides that me along with it. Some indescribable emotion clouds Sakiko's mind. Is it gratification or refusal to accept things? Perhaps a mix of the two. Mutsumi Wakaba, as she is now, is much happier than she was with Sakiko. She sits there, alone on her stool, earnestly singing this familiar song. Shimmering and sparkling, sail through the clouds. My heart filled, it overflows. Shimmering and sparkling down my cheeks unnoticed. Burning, scorching, wetting my skin. Why is your hand so very warm? Please just stay like this and don't let go of my hands. If she does not let go, then the happiness Mutsumi has found here Sakiko turns and runs away in a panic. And like that, she disappears into the night. Okay, we're having second thoughts. First we failed once, and now we kind of failed again. Because maybe they might be happier in these dreams than in real life. Gotta pull them out somehow. Wake up. Wake up, Mutsumi. Meanwhile, in the mines. Gah. Muffled noises echo through the empty caverns. Somewhere nearby, excavators continue their endless digging. The air is colder and colder. The moment she's out of the cavern, a chill sets in, but it merely spurs on her heart to run faster.
How do I face her?
She cannot word it, she cannot face it.
Tut tut tut, whatever will you do?
Sakiko does not need to turn her head to know who it is. This brat.
Now this girl's dreamland I'm rather satisfied with. Sweet dreams for every child are the duty of the Castle of Dreams, and I've granted each one of her wishes. Honestly, I'm surprised how smoothly this dream runs. No, flawlessly in fact. Beyond my wildest expectations. Besides, things have gotten even more interesting now, you know? You're deceiving her. No, nothing of the sort. We've had plenty of dealings, she and I. She knows full well what I am. Oh, seeing these results just fills my heart with joy. She knows it's all a dream and she still doesn't want to leave. Isn't that the very proof of my dream spinning being unmatched?
These curtains are so cute. What's under there? What's under the sheets though?
Oh, you coming here? Now that's interesting. Well, I'll leave you two to it then. I'll trust you'll discover just how amusing this dream really is, Sakiko Togawa. Sakiko, everyone's waiting for you. Let's go back. Go back? Morpheus just vanished in front of you. Aren't you the least bit surprised? No. Everything here we imagined together.
We? Who is we? French we?
We? You aren't a part of us. You play guitar so well, Mutsumi-chan. Saki. No, Mom, where did Saki go? Saki-chan, maybe she went off somewhere. No, Saki would never abandon me.
I feel like she hasn't woken up at all. Cheering crowd suddenly goes deathly quiet. I feel like in her dream, there's a version of Saki. That's why she thinks this Saki's just a part of the dream. The cheering crowd suddenly goes deathly quiet. They all stare straight at Mutsumi.
You seem to have forgotten this isn't just your dream.
Wait. What? It's both their dreams?
This is our dream. Us. In this dream, every Mutsumi has the chance to make her wish come true.
What do you mean every Mutsumi? Well, huh? Is there something I'm missing about AVE MUJICA lore?
Together with Mutsumi-chan, we built a sweet dream that's ours and ours alone, where everyone can dream of happiness. We exist in Mutsumi-chan's mind. We've seen her life countless times over.
What? She's got multiple personalities?
In the end, we unanimously agreed that this is the best ending for all the Mutsumis.
What? Huh. Okay, cook.
And you, Sakiko, are the enemy of this dream. Mutsumi, what are you talking about? I don't want you to suffer either, but we shouldn't hide away in dreams like this. No, Mutsumi gets to live a happy life here. That's the most important thing. I'm not like the others. I want to talk things out with you, Sakiko. You can stay here with me and we'll protect Mutsumi's sweet dream together. She's a fragile child. Odds are she still can't decide whether she wants to wake or stay here in bliss. So as long as you choose to stay with us and help us keep this dream going, it'll naturally become reality. You are the sole determiner of reality here. You are reality. So stay with us, Sakiko. I refuse. You refuse? In reality, Mutsumi's body is lying out in the cold in the Castle of Dreams. Can you accept that as an ending too? If you truly love her, you would not be doing this to her. As long as Mutsumi-chan is happy, as long as we can exist, why does it matter what's reality or not? I have Mutsumi-chan's every memory. I know your heart's deepest desire. If you'll just stay here, I can give you a whole entire AVE MUJICA. Shut up. You're not Mutsumi at all. She would never say that sort of thing. I like you and I like Mutsumi-chan. Why are you forcing me to choose like this?
Do it.
Do it.
Sorry, my inner demons were speaking to me? An unidentified voice hovers above their heads.
Do it, do it, do it!
Okay, Morpheus is getting kind of wild. The distant mountains seem to shake. The gravel in the ground jostles to a rhythm.
Do it!
There's no one around to be seen, but Sakiko can almost feel countless gazes boring into her.
Do it! They're right. To Mutsumi, we are her countless shadows. So that the shadows may hide forever in the darkness, even the weakest light must be snuffed out.
Step by tiny step, Mutsumi forces Sakiko towards a precipice.
What are you doing? Sakiko.
Mutsumi reaches out, placing her hand on Sakiko's shoulder. Are we gonna get pushed off a cliff? There's murder in AVE MUJICA? Wait, what? I'm learning so much. First there's tragic Yuri and now there's murder. Sakiko loses her balance. Mutsumi's figure grows smaller and smaller.
I want Mutsumi-chan to be happy forever, Sakiko. I don't want the Mutsumis to have to disappear anymore. I just have no choice. Mutsumi-chan doesn't need you.
Please just stay like this and don't let go of my hands. Please don't ever let me go.
Goodbye forever, Sakiko.
Okay! Cook! What the hell? I was not expecting that. It was going so well. We rescued two persons. The last two were complete failures. We gotta try harder apparently for the last two. They kinda got some deeper issues that we have to delve into, apparently. Anyway, that'll be that for our story reading today. We will be finishing the finale of Somniloquium Serenum, the AVE MUJICA collab for Arknights this weekend. But that will be that. Thank you to everyone who stopped by, chilled out in chat, and used as a second monitor content. We will be back next time for the finale of our story reading for the AVE MUJICA collab. Bye-bye, friendos.
Change like the sea.